Hello, this is Matt Miller with the ZDNet Mobile Gadgeteer. I just recently posted my review of the T-Mobile BlackBerry Curve 8320 with the at-home UMA service, and I was actually ready to go to and on my way to the T-Mobile store to buy this when T-Mobile and HTC announced the T-Mobile Shadow. The T-Mobile Shadow is a Windows Mobile 6 smartphone, and I thought, well, I'll have a look at both the Curve and the Shadow and see which one I go away with from the store. And as you can see in front of me, I picked up the Sage Green T-Mobile Shadow. I believe the other one is a copper. It's a brown color, and I had to choose between the copper brown, the brown one, or the green one. I went with the green since it's a little bit different than what I've had before, and wanted to try it out. So the retail box, HTC and T-Mobile has done a great job with it. Again, just like they did with the Touch. We see this nice outside box. Here's the back of the box. So then you take the box, slide off the sleeve. It's got this nice durable box, kind of like the Samsung Q1. It's T-Mobile Shadow branding. Open it up, and there's the Shadow. Now I've got this charged and I've been using it, but that's the way it sits when you open it. And then underneath this soft rubber stuff is the manuals and the cables and everything else underneath. So I'll go ahead and close that up and set that aside, and let's take a look at the Shadow. Now the Shadow, as you can see, it's got a large black display. It's actually a 2.6-inch QVGA display, and there seems to be something a little funny. I think it was rumors used to have it as VGA, and if you look at the fonts, they are quite crisp, but then the icons are not as crisp. But we'll take a look at that in a minute. Quick browse around the hardware. On the back is a camera, 2-megapixel camera on the speakerphone, the battery cover with a 920 milliampere battery, which does have me a bit concerned about the battery life. On the left side, up top, is the volume up and down. There's the HTC USB port for charging, syncing, and for headphones. And down here is a micro SD card slot. On the right side, at the bottom, we see a camera button that launches the camera application, and there's a lanyard loop down there. And up top is a multi-purpose button. I believe it's set to memos and voice recorders right now. Nothing along the top, and along the bottom is just the small speaker hole. So if we slide it up, we'll see there is a keypad keyboard. It actually looks very similar to the SureType keyboard that you see on the BlackBerry Pearl. It is taking me, I've only had it I've been playing with it for probably about 7 hours now, 8 hours. It is taking me a little bit to get used to, because on a keypad like this, I'm used to having multi-press for 1, 2, 3, 4, that kind of thing. And it's a little bit strange to see that in a QWERTY form factor. So it's taking me a little bit of practice. The backlight just went off, as you see. It does have, Windows Mobile 6, so it has predictive text and XT9, I believe it's called. So it does work fairly well. I just have to practice it some more. And as we move up, there's a T-Mobile logo, directional pad. There's the 2 soft keys. There's a home button and a back button, or cancel button, and a send and end key. Now what's different about this directional pad, it lights up the center, and the center is just an action if you press it in. It also has 4 directions, by pressing in and on, but also rolls. Let's see if we can capture that. There it goes. It rolls around, okay? And I'll show you that in a few minutes. But as you can see, it rolls around. Now, my finger does slip a little bit off of it, because it's a smooth plastic. There's no rubberized or anything, but there is little notches there where you can kind of get a little bit of a grip. But as you can see, my thumb sometimes slides without spinning it. It's not that easy. Now, let's go ahead, and I'm going to turn off the backlight here. Just give me a second. Okay, hopefully that helps a little bit with the screen. And let's take a look at the display here. Okay, so a big feature with this is something that Windows Mobile, Microsoft, and HTC worked on together. I'm going to put a link in my review. I think it's Neo is what it was called. And it's the interface that you see here. Now, T-Mobile has My Faves, which is very popular. I actually added the My Faves service to review this unit and maybe to keep. An important thing to know about My Faves is once you add it, you lose the T-Mobile to T-Mobile free calls. For me, it may not be an issue because I primarily call my wife and my daughters, who are all in the family plan, which would be free anyway. But my home number is also something that is not a T-Mobile call, so maybe that'll save me some money. So you see the My Faves. It's got a cool little interface. You can move around and look at all your different your 5 My Faves, and you can also, I'll come out, as you can rotate this around and do the same thing, or push the directional pad. So far I've been using directional pad mainly because one single press moves it around, whereas the spinning, as you can see, it almost takes a quarter turn or so to get it to go one movement on the screen, which is kind of different. But that's the My Faves. If you don't have My Faves, this turns into a home with a clock, which I had previously, and I'll show that, and I'll take a picture of that in my later review after this first impressions. So the next one down is notifications. As you can see, it says I have 25 emails, and if I have text messages or whatever, move right and left. But there's 25 emails waiting. Next one is the messaging center. There's text messages, picture messages, voice notes, Outlook email. As you can see, it says I have 30 unread. And then you would have more email accounts if you had set up email accounts. One neat thing that I found was if you press in set up email, T-Mobile and HTC have provided this really cool account setup. There's AOL Mail, Gmail, Windows Live, Yahoo, Outlook, and other email accounts. So you can quickly and easily set up your email account, which is great for a first-time user. So now we'll continue to move down, and there's the calendar. So you'll see my next appointments. I got soccer practices tonight, basketball practice as well. And then you can also, right from the home screen, make a new appointment. Okay? It's very nice that this is all from the home screen. This is really bringing out some of the functionality in Windows Mobile and making it more consumer friendly, I believe. So we'll go down. Next is Internet. So there's Browse the Web, and I don't know if there's a way to set this to Opera or anything else, but right now it's Internet Explorer. You can browse for ringers, browse for wallpaper, look at your T-Mobile account, all from the home screen. Go down. Next is Media, and this is actually music only. I believe I loaded a video earlier that was not formatted properly, but it did not show up in the home screen. And as you can see, if you have album art, the album art will appear. I've got lots of other songs, but there is no album art because that was the Yahoo Music service, and I didn't give it a chance to finish downloading all the album art, I guess. But right from the home screen here, you can easily just press in on the directional pad and actually play your music right from the home screen. You can play and pause and then move to the next song, all from the home screen, which is pretty neat. Okay, we'll move down. This is your pictures. I believe I had a couple pictures that actually, yes. These couple pictures here I actually took with the 2 megapixel camera, and they were inside pictures with decent lighting, but not great, and they actually turned out pretty good. So you can quickly browse through your pictures, or as you go, you can dive in and look at some more. Now, another great feature of this home screen, which is probably one of the best, is the quick access to popular settings. Manage connections. If you tap that, boom, you're taken to the connection manager. Now, the connection manager may be a little confusing in itself, but they've done a great job with making icons and the words below it so it's easy to use. So there's connection manager, there's a task manager, there's a battery life indicator, and you can change your ringtone right from the home screen. You can also change your wallpaper. Now, your wallpaper does not change all of the brown backgrounds from what I've seen so far. It just changes one particular home screen, which is where the My Faves is at. And you can quickly change your profile. Go to normal, meeting, vibrate, whatever you set up. So that's the new home screen. That in itself is very cool, and one of the reasons I bought the Shadow to check out. Now, you can also press start and dive right back into the Windows Mobile smartphone interface. You know, T-Mobile's included the Oz messaging with Instant Messenger, and there's the traditional Windows Mobile apps, Windows Live Messenger, Handango in Hand. There's a File Explorer, Windows Live Search, which is a great application, voice notes. Now, this is really nice to see. T-Mobile and HTC have included Voice Command 1.6, powerful application for voice controlling the unit, and Office Mobile, with actually includes Excel Mobile, OneNote Mobile, PowerPoint. So it's quite a functional device. I'm just going to run through a couple more here. Games and hotspot. So this is a Wi-Fi enabled device. It has the T-Mobile hotspot access. So that's a quick first impressions and first look at the T-Mobile Shadow. And we'll have a more in-depth analysis a bit later when I have a chance to play for it for a couple weeks.